So now more than ever, kids are playing video games. It has blown up like crazy. With games like Fortnite being very bright, colourful and vibrant, a lot of kids are getting into games quite early, and with Fortnite also being free, it's gotten a lot easier to play video games, and not only that, it's a whole new level of gaming compared to what it was in the old days. Video games are at a crazy level at the moment. You can play things like VR, which is virtual reality, have a handheld like a Nintendo Switch, or even play PlayStation games that have millions and millions of dollars spent on them to be the best of the best. But one massive problem these days is with the kids themselves and parents not wanting their children to play video games. We're going to be talking about a solution for how much kids can game and what they should have to do for the parents to be happy with them gaming, and also what the child has to do on their side to keep the parents happy. A common thing for parents is to think that if you're going to play video games, you're going to end up looking like this and not have sex till you're about 35 with a bus driver named Jamie. But parents do have a fixated view, and that if your child plays video games, they will end up like that and not like this. And yes, what I mean is I'm mainly talking about their healthy, physical, and happy, outgoing personalities they have. And yes, I did have to delete my history after I downloaded this. But mainly, all parents just want a healthy, happy, outgoing child that is confident. And when they think about gaming, I think they think the opposite of that. It's just an automatic thought that they think you'll kind of be a shut-in, overweight, and not really active at all. Now, although this stereotype is a very popular one for older people to think about gamers, a lot of things are changing with kids and gaming. But that's if the kids are smart about it. If you're acting like this...
Matt, you're going the wrong way. Oh, where was he going? Seriously, stop crying. It's really annoying. Right there. Oh my god. Dude, Matt, it's okay. Oh my gosh.
Then guess what? Parents are 100% going to think video games are bad for you. I mean, hell, I would too. I mean, if I'm a parent and I'm in the next room reading 50 Shades of Grey and next thing I know my child is constantly freaking out and overreacting over a video game, then yeah, that's where the disconnect comes in. If you keep this up and you do not go outside, your parents will think that this will be you in 10 years.
It's hot. It's hot in Georgia. And all my clothing is restricting and tight. So I just sitting there naked, free as can be, and no one bothers me, door shut, we're good. I'm just safe, and video games are where I escape. Oh no, he's got it. Oh god, he's got that one guy that's gonna kill me. Oh no, he's weak, but I'm weak. I'm weak. Oh, I'm gonna die. He's down. I never would have thought at 34 I'd be living with my father, and I'd have no job, have no real money, and just be playing video games all day.
Now, yeah, that is ridiculous, but in their head, they see a kid who is unsocial, not exercising, and crying over a video game, and of course they're going to either ban you from gaming or even destroy your console. Parents do go to that extreme. So, I disagree with banning a child from a video game for many reasons. A lot of kids may feel like gaming is kind of an escape and they're having a hard time at school. So, a lot of kids socialize on games, and for kids, it can be extremely helpful and beneficial for a child's health, mental, social, and it just really can help them out if they're having a hard time. It's just parents don't see that. There is also career paths in gaming now with how fast esports is rising, and it's still taking a lot of time for parents to believe that gaming can even be a career. But 100%, I can see why parents overreact and kind of take away these kind of games. So here's how you fix it. The most popular gamer of all time, Ninja, has said it perfectly.
Tyler, you started competing in video games on Halo in 2009, so nearly 10 years ago, at which point I'm sure it was tough to convince your parents that there was really a business model for this and that you could really make money. What was your argument? Because I'm sure that every 16, 17-year-old out there who loves playing video games wants to hear that.
That is an incredible question. I'm like really happy that you asked that. I maintained my job that I was working at Noodles & Company, and I stayed in college while I was doing all of these things. I continued to do well in school and focus on like the future of my life, as well as working on streaming and competing in Halo. It was one of those things where like if I was doing well in school, putting in the time and effort there in soccer as well, that I would be rewarded to play as many games as I want. And honestly, I encourage everyone to do that. All the kids out there, like, you can't just drop everything and focus on playing video games for a living. It's also becoming a very competitive career choice right now, and you want to make sure that you're securing your future and putting in the extra time to try to make this happen as well.
Now listen, I remember being young sometimes, and no matter what, your parents will think they're in the right. But if you are really into gaming and want to play as much as you can, the easiest way to go about it is maturely with your parents and sit them down and say, look, I socialize on this video game, I play with my friends, and it makes me extremely happy. If you want to play as much as you can, it's not just going to magically happen. But here's the thing, if you sit down with your parents and say, listen, if I hang out with friends a few nights a week after school, if my report card and homework is always looking good and done, and I join a sporting team and do that a couple times a week, can I have the freedom of my game? That is the best way to do it. But listen, it may not always work, and parents out there need to compromise instead of just saying no. It's not just on the kids. I think from a parent's viewpoint, if they're doing all their homework and all their grades are good, and as long as they're not doing their homework on things like Call of Duty...
Right, trick shot is basically like, you're on Call of Duty, right? And instead of like killing the person, you like, you just spin around. That's as like simple as I can explain it, because it's hard to explain to people. Right, and you get types of trick shotting, so it's instant swapping, so there's different like techniques to do it. Like it's like different like techniques. Like it's really hard to explain. Like, you get a YY. It's just like when you jump off, you can click YY on your controller. It's like you bend it over.
You can use the one on the screen if you want that.
Then you get a can swap, which is like when your gun like clicks or just like an animation.
Then hell, what does a parent have to complain about? I mean, their kid's kicking goals and smashing life. Let them play as much Call of Duty and Nintendogs as they want. And also, you don't have to be good at the sport. It's about getting out and socializing and getting physical exercise. I mean, look at this guy. He had a shot to win the game on a game-winning buzzer beater. And look what happened.
Wait, what the hell? They can do that, they can do that.
Terrible. But hey, he's getting fit and he's socializing. He may not have too many friends after that buzzer beater, but still, he is out and he's active. The worst thing you can do, though, is act like this.
Okay, this part is actually really good. I mean, it's... Oh my god! No, don't do it! No! He fell off the fucking building! No! He's about to die! Whoa! No, don't! Oh my god! He's fucking falling! What the fuck? Why did you do it? Oh my god! I'm about to piss myself! Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
I mean, why wouldn't you ban your kid from gaming if you heard them in the next room acting like this? I mean, Jesus Christ. Or they start acting like this.
Come through this door. I got no weapons in my hand. Oh, shit. No!
Lupus, watch out for my trap, bro.
Fuck you, bitch ass. Fuck.
Seriously, for some reason, kids act tough and talk trash over lobby chat, and next thing you know, there's this annoying kid acting like he's 6'4" and knows how to fight. So to sum it up, it's simple. Get outside, see friends, and do well in school, and show this to your parents, and you should be able to game a lot more. And parents out there should look at this and feel the same way. Look, some are very strict and won't change their mind for a lot of things, but I mean, that's just bad parenting, and it won't hurt to give this a go. And out of all the options you can try to game more, this is by far the best approach if you don't want to tie them up with zip ties in your basement and lock them in for the next week. But if you're crying over video games, screaming, acting like a douche nugget, and staying inside all day, then yeah, it makes sense why they take this kind of stuff away or really restrict your gaming. Anyway, would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.